Hey guys, it's our second day today, and I really hope you have already implemented some of the things that we talked about yesterday. Remember, in the evening, we want to assess the energy, we want to measure pulse and control pause, energy, pulse and control pause, and in the morning we want to measure pulse, control pause, and maximum pause. That's so great because we are implementing some of the things gradually, and they are giving the results, and we will see the results in your graphs after already 1 week, and it will give some very, very nice feedback loop for your training. Okay, so today we have, as you could see, we have day 2. It is sleep hacking number 2. And today the plan is to talk about 4 aspects of sleep, which I find very interesting. So the first one is sleep hacking. It's about position. So basically, I would say, and I learned it from Professor Buteyko as my master inspirator, that the best sleep happens on the left side. And if you already know it, please listen to it again, and maybe there will be some aspects that you forgot. Basically, it's incredible health benefits of sleep on the left side. Really. I saw so many people change. The change of the sleep position changed a lot for their energy and sleep quality. Sometimes the postures in which you sleep can cause many chronic pains in your body, and because people don't know how to sleep right and why. And basically also some doctors understand that and say that the left side is ideal for sleeping and lying down. Traditional healers and wise men have been talking about that for thousands of years. Okay, and science sometimes can finally confirm the conclusions, which is great. It's very, very helpful. And let me talk about the whys for the sleep hacking position. The first one is symmetrical. It's about our ribs can only move in a symmetrical manner. Okay? Symmetrical manner. What does it mean? It means when you are lying on your back, your ribs can move freely, left and right. Okay? When you lie on the left side, for example, they cannot move left and right because from one side, the ribs from the side of when you're lying on the left side, then your left rib is constricted here, and your right rib cannot move. So you are restricting the breathing, and that's the main way of basically diminishing the breathing during the night. The less you breathe, the better. We're going to talk about that. But it's one of the most important parts. Another aspect, which is very crucial. And then you might ask, well, then when you sleep on the right side, they are also constricted. But basically, it's not totally right, because during sleep on the right side, the circular muscle which prevents the penetration of food debris from the stomach into esophagus relaxes, ceases to perform its function, and the acidity of the esophagus thus increases. And that's what normally lead to heartburn symptoms. So for you who suffer from heartburn but cannot refuse spicy food, sleep on the left side is a must. It relieves the symptoms of heartburn, and the right side increases them. Why? Well, because the position of the stomach. Stomach is positioned on the way when you lie on the left side of the esophagus. Basically, it's slightly turned. The connection, the circular muscle is slightly turned. So that's why. It's just geometry. Yeah. So it relieves heartburn symptoms also when you sleep on the left side. It also helps to get rid of snoring. So we all know that is not to sleep what it is, not to sleep all night due to the fact that someone snores in the same room with you. Getting rid of snoring is much easier than previously thought, because sleeping on your left side in a few weeks will relieve you from snoring and sleep apnea. Not always, but it will remove most of the problems. Okay, it will help also very much if you suffer of sleep apnea to tape your mouth with a tape like this one, the micropore tape. Just simply let me show you. So you take the tape, you fold it like this. Okay, and the thing is, when you are sleeping on your back, the bad thing happens that when you're sleeping on the back, your muscle relaxes during the night, and your jaw has an amount of weight. It's heavy. So when you relax and the jaw is heavy, just like that. And the hole here is like 20 times bigger than the sum of those two holes. So you hyperventilate heavily, at least 20 times when it's opened like that. So you will hyperventilate very heavily. And on our course, we will see many differences between nose breathing and mouth breathing. So nose breathing only, that's the path to health. Okay, so this is very crucial. And when you're sleeping on the left side, it's not the same effect. So the weight of your jaw doesn't open it, but just shifts it left. Okay, so it's not the same problem. And if you have the tape, then nothing will happen. So this is a very crucial thing to work with when you have chronic fatigue syndrome. Very, very crucial. So it improves digestion also, left side. The speed of processing food in your intestines at night also depends on which side you sleep on. And sleeping on the left side stimulates the accelerated removal of food waste from, well, it's not a waste, but it's just processed food from the small intestine. And their movement, yes, it's processed for sure. And their movement into the large intestine. And that greatly simplifies the process of digestion. Also, because of asymmetrical folds of the gut. Okay, it promotes also heart health because, the heart is one of the most important organs in the human body, and we need to make it its work more effective. And that's also something about. Remember, yesterday I showed you how the pulse changed for my clients, basically seriously, and that makes the life of the heart much easier. It de-stresses the heart, and the heart uses less energy, which is a very big part of healing also. It's one of the parts of promoting normal energy use. So sleeping on the left side can work wonders in terms of heart health. If you have any heart problems, sleeping on your left side can be a means of saving you. So it can help lymph drainage, help outflow from the heart with the help of gravity, and the load on the heart is lower when you sleep on the left side. Okay? About internal organs, it improves the health of the spleen. Spleen is another beneficiary of your new, hopefully, good habits. And the weight of the internal organs on it decreases on the spleen, and it's easier for the spleen to keep itself in a healthy form. Another two things is it helps the lymphatic system. Usually people do not attach much importance to the health of the lymph nodes. That's an area in the neck and the armpits, for example. This system is very, very important for the health of your body as a whole. You know that, the lymphatics. The left side of the body is dominant for the lymphatic system. While you sleep on this side, your body has more opportunities to filter out toxins, waste, and recycled lymph. As you know, we have the lymph system is divided in quadrants, and one quadrant is your right quadrant here, and actually a part of your brain. And then you have three quadrants from here, from the left side, and basically the whole body down. So so that's about lymphatic drainage. And also venous system, circulatory system, it helps. Especially important if you suffer from varicose veins, and many, both women and men in post-reproductive age, suffer from edema and suffer from varicose veins. They need to improve the drain. And if you already know the word varicose veins, then sleeping on your left side is a very good idea. It will improve your blood circulation as a whole, because in this position, the pressure on the vena cava decreases. That's the second largest vein in the body, which is located on the right side of the body. So if you sleep on the left side, it's decreased. So the second thing I want to show you, this way, it's sleep light and DNA. Basically, you heard about DNA and telomeres. And telomeres, that's those parts of the DNA that with age they diminish, and they need that's one of the things that need a repair in the DNA. And the shorter the telomeres, the shorter our lifespan. And to live longer and healthier, your body must be able to repair DNA damage quickly and efficiently. So we heard about melatonin. That's been studied for its ability to repair DNA damages. It's called a smart molecule because it knows how to repair damaged DNA. We're going to talk about mitochondria and about DNA. We will have a whole day about this. It's going to be very, very interesting. And about melatonin. What is melatonin? That's the hormone. While you are awake, the light from the sun, from the indoor lights and electronics, goes into your eye, hits your retina on the back of your eye, and it's transmitted to suprachiasmatic nucleus, and then to the pineal gland. And the pineal gland, you heard about this for sure, it's something that regulates our longevity, right? This is an area of the brain where serotonin is synthesized into melatonin, based on the difference between, light signal and dark signal. If light is hitting this area, melatonin synthesis is suppressed and cortisol production is ramped up. If light is not hitting this area, melatonin is formed and cortisol is suppressed. That's a part of our work And I will show you in the pregnenolone steal effect how it works and why it's crucial to suppress levels of cortisol in a natural way. So that's what melatonin does. And it's very crucial because melatonin, it's your rest and relax hormone. That's basically the hormone of parasympathetic part of our nervous system. Makes you feel tired, enhances your sleep quality. And cortisol, on the other hand, is you get up and go hormone. It's life hormone. It's not a bad hormone at all, but it has to be used when we need it and not all the time. And that's why chronic stress is not something that is natural for our body. Acute stress is, and that's what cortisol is. It's basically a hormone for acute stress response. It's responsible for signaling your body to make energy, motivating you to be active. It's the action hormone. It would make sense that you want the hormone responsible for sleep highest near bedtime and lowest in the morning, and vice versa. To use the power of light, you have to expose yourself to some minutes, half an hour or an hour of sunlight each morning, if you can. And as the day turns to night, you have to avoid blue screens, basically near field monitors, we call it, bright lights. Also try to lifestyle change is not just a word. Basically, it helps very much if you create some patterns. For example, if you pick a bedtime and try to stick to it. For me, for example, long time has been 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock. And then actually now I'm sleeping at 12, but I'm getting up at 5 because I've been working with this for more than 10 years. So it's also about adaptation. But for people that start working with it, I would suggest 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. would be great, and getting up at 5. 7 hours, that will be the most effective sleep, from 10 to 7. Enough hours for the people that are not adapted yet. 7 hours will be enough, and you will very, very fast. You will feel how this new regimen affects your ability to maintain energy throughout the day. Also, because remember, we talked about handing the energy handover from one day to another. So if you get up at 5, 7 hours will be also okay, because you will enable this energy handover. So, okay. So if you follow those simple principles alone, that can lead to dramatic changes for so many people when it comes to their sleep quality and overall health. Another thing we have here, that's temperature. And temperature is interesting. It's also something that is called thermoregulation. And that's why you should always sleep naked, even when it's cold. And I was very much afraid of cold. I've been training my thermoregulation for years now, and it's not only about taking different shoes off when you're at home, taking socks off. That's how I started, and then taking some clothes off when you go. So to have light clothes, and then I trained my thermoregulation for 10 years or so, and now I can walk with simple sandals during the winter also. But when we're talking about sleep, it's very crucial. Many of us sleep with our clothes on. Maybe you have cozy pajamas, or maybe you just sleep in your underwear, but it has turned out to be bad for us. And instead, we have to sleep naked. But if it's cold, if it's not so tempting to sleep completely naked, but you should sleep without clothes, even when it's cold. Why? In addition to making you feel better, there's certain health benefits to tossing the clothes. It also benefits in relation of chronic fatigue. You become cooler when you sleep. Your body temperature automatically drops. Pajamas can interfere with the body's own way of regulating temperature, and this can make your sleep more restless, and you may not feel rested the next day. Okay? As long as you're not wearing any clothes, your body can thermoregulate and control the temperature itself. And I know that, so basically to allow for normal thermoregulation is the key. Okay? It's also why I am sleeping with very thin sheets also in the winter. And it changed really much when I started training thermoregulation. And my quality of sleep increased. You see, all of those small aspects, they are very crucial. Another one is sleeping with a heavy blanket, like 7 kilo or 9 kilo blanket. But that's good for calming down your nervous system. It's not so much about temperature. We can talk about that. Okay, another thing about sleep temperature. The sleep hormones are in balance. Balanced melatonin, we just talked about melatonin. Balanced melatonin level is important for good sleep. And sleep hormones are best regulated if you sleep naked. Okay? In addition to the room temperature, the light level plays an important role. The room must be dark and the temperature must be below 20 degrees. Normally, I sleep with the temperature of 10 degrees at night with open window and so on. And then I have some sleep hacking tips, taking something on my head to keep my head warm also. That's one of them. And sometimes I take it down like this so I create more carbon dioxide inside. Okay. Okay. Another thing, stress hormones decrease. Cortisol, we just talked about cortisol. And if you are too hot when you sleep, cortisol production increases. High cortisol levels can lead to you becoming not just nervous and easily irritated, but also, as you know, to lower efficiency of cortisol. We're going to talk about that on the day which is called when we're going to talk about the effect called pregnenolone steal and the causes of adrenal fatigue, and that's what we are talking about. So this is a crucial one. So remember those aspects. Another thing is improved blood circulation. We just talked about improved blood circulation, but sleep temperature is also something about it. Your blood will much more easily circulate freely if you sleep naked. Okay, make you feel good, sleep better, and especially for those that have difficulty falling asleep. And it requires adaptation also. And one very, very crucial thing here also that I really want to mention, you get closer to your partner if you are living together with a partner. If you lie naked with your partner, the production of oxytocin increases, which makes feel you happy, satisfied, and nice. And in addition, you sleep better. So what's not to like? And now let's talk about inclined bed therapy. That's an interesting one, right? Achieving a healthy level of circulation, and we have circulation of all body fluids, including blood and lymph and glymph, and so on. It's very important for the growth of cells and the maintenance of the many systems of the body. Traditional horizontal sleeping has been shown by some researchers to inhibit the ability of the body's circulatory system to function at the optimal level. Sleeping position causes restricted blood flow and the inability of the lymphatic system to flush out the toxins that accumulate in the many networks of vessels throughout the body. It's well, it's not the cause, right? It's not the causal relationship. It can just help people that have clogged lymph vessels, right? Because it's the sleeping position is not the cause of lymphatic system of inability of the lymphatic system to flush out the toxins. It's clogged lymphatics are the cause. Thoracic, not working thoracic, breathing is the cause. Instead of abdominal breathing, it doesn't work, right? Right? If we cannot, if the breathing muscle is suboptimal, works suboptimally or dysfunctional, then the lymphatic doesn't work, and we will gonna talk about that also. Just it's an interesting one, I believe. It's inclined bed therapy was introduced by Andrew Fletcher. He was inspired by the way in which trees are able to pump sap up to the tops of their branches. He utilizes the force of gravity inclined, right, to improve the circulation of the body while asleep. So Fletcher thought that, trees utilize the force of gravity to propel a kind of elevator that carries the sap up and down the trunks and through the branches. Actually, the branches, it's this structure of trunks and branches is a structure that's very similar to the network of veins and arteries in human beings. Okay? And for this reason, he designed inclined bed therapy to take advantage of the benefits of gravity while allowing individuals to rest in a position that is still comfortable. Raising the head of the bed between 4 and 8 inches, people can increase the gravitational force on their bodies while they are sleeping and while remaining at a level that is conducive to rest. Okay, this posture will create the opportunity for the body to improve circulation without causing discomfort. The benefits, they are crazy. There are really many. That's interesting, including the improvement of circulation, the decompression of the skeletal system, the increase of hydration, the removal of toxins, the repair of spinal cord injuries, clear skin, an improvement in several diseases, including MS, Hashimoto's, and Parkinson's, less arthritic pain, more restful sleep, proper alignment of the spine and pelvic bones, lower blood pressure, less cardiac stress, resolution of problems associated with edema, and the healing of the lungs after years of smoking. Wow. A diverse list of benefits, I must say. So that's interesting. It's a technique that is effective and affordable. So you can use wooden blocks that can be easily adjusted to add height to the bed, and that's what I did. Basically, I tried that, and also when you are, it helps very much if you have clogged nose, to basically unclog your nose. Also, chronically clogged nose, it helps you unclog the nose. I use some books, and then I use some wooden blocks to add height. Some other can use foam, for the head, or construct some wooden risers to nail to the supporting beams on the bottom of the bed frame. It's an idea you can try, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. I found a very interesting testimonial. Joint pain, amazing results. I've been doing inclined bed therapy now for about 2 months, and the small amount of joint pain and lifelong joint clicking is now gone. I've been a deep tissue massage therapist for 20 years and have had some reasonable wear and tear on the joints of my hands. I was getting concerned about this, as well as a little bit of plantar fasciitis from some odd summer shoes I'd worn. All gone, as well as the clicking I've had all day, every day, since at least 10 years in one of my knees. I started with inclining 7 degrees for about 6 weeks, and then increased it to 15 degrees now for about 3 weeks. Awesome results. Sounds a little bit crazy, but it's I think it's really interesting, isn't it? That's a short one today, guys. I just want to remind you that we have a Q&A tomorrow, and I really want you to, now you have 2 days of training, 2 days of new information, and if you have questions, they can be related to the material that you just got. They can be related to your lifestyle change, to your life, different aspects of it. Please remember to write the questions in our group, okay, for tomorrow. I will be more than happy to answer them, and then maybe we can have, if it'll be enough time, we can answer the microphone, and you can and we can talk about things, okay? Remember, being active means everything. Being inquisitive means everything. Implementing the things that we're talking about day by day into your life means everything. When we are talking about reversal of syndromes, and chronic fatigue is a syndrome, is a multifactorial condition. Okay, so we need to really connect the dots when we're doing this. Remember this. And remember also, when you're asking questions, when you open up, it inspires others. It not only helps you to open up, but it also inspires others. And that's why our group work is so important. Remember that. You also inspire others. Okay? See you guys tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow morning you will also have a new one here in the app. So have time for this, plan for this, do your small measurements, and I'm gonna meet again tomorrow. Love you.